We continue on our Camp Countdown series, Massachusetts football, getting ready for the opener on September the 3rd at Tulane. And on this episode, we're going to talk about the tight ends with tight ends coach Jeff Moore. Coach, thanks for taking the time. I know you're busy. How's it going?
It's going good. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
What have you seen so far from your group out there on the field?
Yeah, our guys, we're really fortunate. We have 5 guys that we think can all make a contribution for us. So it's a really good group of guys. And starts with our 2 oldest guys, Josiah Johnson, who's very athletic, great kid, works really hard, and Palata, who's another older guy who's extremely smart, intelligent, fully understands the whole offense. And with some of the younger guys, Jake Orlando's done an incredible job with just the way he's developed throughout spring ball to now, and he's really playing a big role as well. And then our 2 other guys, Fellaiy, he's doing an unbelievable job. Yesterday was actually his birthday. And then we have Jackson Manning, who's a physical, tough kid down from Georgia.
I want to run through all those guys, kind of some of the things you might see from them this year. But first, just in general, when we talk about the offensive setup here, you know, we talked about the O-line earlier, run-first mentality. What is the role of the tight end that you see in this 2022 Massachusetts offense?
Yeah, so I think our tight end's like a big piece to us is we're sort of the glue of the offense, you know. So we have the ability to be in line and in the run game and being really physical, which is a really big piece and a focal point of our offense. And then we're fortunate we have guys who are extremely athletic who can do different things in the pass game as well. So for us, it's to be able to do whatever's at need every single play and sort of, you know, being able to be sort of the continuity of the offense.
Josiah Johnson, he's a familiar face around here. He's made some incredible catches, big touchdown receptions, especially last year. I'm thinking about that Boston College game. You know, what's the ceiling for a guy like that just has kind of all the tools and the look of a prototypical tight end?
Yeah, he's doing a tremendous job. You know, he's extremely long, very athletic, has no issue whatsoever being physical, very explosive. So for him, you know, he has the ability, I think sort of the sky's the limit for him, for what he can do for us and potentially afterwards as well. He's just got such a high ceiling, and football really matters to him. Yeah. I think that's a really big piece that people don't fully understand. It's just how much football matters to Josiah, how much UMass does, and how much winning does.
You mentioned Palata, who was a quarterback way back when and has made the transition to tight end. So, you know, how does a guy go and make that transition, and what are some of the things that he's kind of had that stand out for him?
Yeah, Jarrett's done a great job. You know, when he transitioned from quarterback to tight end, put on a ton of weight to be able to get to where he needs to be. He's such an intelligent kid. He has undergrad in finance. He's in the MBA program right now, and his ability to understand our offense is second to none. Yeah. He's so bright. He always has incredible questions when we're installing. So he has the ability to sort of see big picture, which is really important too. And he's just one of the guys that does anything we ask him to do.
Fellaiy from the Williston School here in Northampton, I think I remember seeing him in camp last year, just rising up and utilizing his size. Now he's got a year under his belt. What can the expectations be for him to actually, you know, get into some games, see some playing time? I mean, how can he become an impactful player?
Yeah, and he's had an amazing preseason so far for us. So he's Williston, Northampton, right down the road. He's originally from Peabody, Mass. He's transformed his body, I'd say, incredibly in the past 12 months, and that's been a really big piece too. And he's very long, very athletic, and I think the biggest thing for him is he's really taking all the details and everything we do, whether it's in the run game and the passing game. He's really taking it to heart and making sure he's doing everything the right way. And if he keeps trending the way he is, you know, it wouldn't be any surprise at all if he makes an impact for us during the season.
When a guy like that transitions his body, is that a matter of maybe adding weight, muscle? I mean, what does the figure need to look like?
Yeah, so I would say, and he's probably, you know, from a 2-year standpoint, any senior year at Williston, Northampton, he was probably somewhere around 210, maybe 215 pounds. And right now he's right around 240. So he's done a really good job, and he's got a huge frame. You know, when you meet him, he's extremely long, but he's put in a great amount of work in the weight room. And Coach McClafferty, Coach Bach, and Coach Sykes have done a good job with him as well. He just works so hard.
Yeah. When it comes to Jackson Manning, I think you saw a little bit of time last year. You know, what is he a guy that is can be a factor in the passing game? Is he a guy that is more of a blocking tight end? I mean, how do you see him being a piece fitting into this puzzle?
Yeah, I think he can do a little bit of both. He wants to be physical in the run game, which is a big piece for us. And I think he's a guy that could potentially contribute in the run game, but he can do both. There's no doubt. We do a little bit with him right now in preseason. We're obviously only 5 days in, but he's done a little bit on the ball, a little bit off the ball. But he's a very physical kid, and he's not afraid of contact, and that's really important for our philosophy and offense, what we're trying to do.
It's been a long road for Jacob Orlando, missing multiple years with injury. What's he been through in his career, and where's he at now?
Yeah, so Jake, he's a tremendous young man. So going into his senior year of high school, he tore his ACL at a camp. His first year at UMass, he tore his ACL again. But he's been such an incredibly hard worker. He's got an unbelievable ceiling as well. He's worked extremely hard, and he's made, I'd say, a very big impact so far in the spring, and then also in preseason as well. And he can do basically everything. He's sort of a Swiss Army knife in our offense, and we're really sort of excited to sort of see how it plays out in the next few weeks throughout the season.
What's been the vibe that you've gotten just from the attitude for guys throughout camp early on with Coach Don Brown being back here? I mean, what's the mentality and mindset that you've seen so far?
Yeah, I think every single, I've interacted with every single player on the team, and the positivity and enthusiasm I think has been second to none. And the one thing that I think is really important, the past few years might not have been as successful as they've hoped, but these kids want to win, and it's really important, and they're hungry. And they're looking for success, and they want to be coached. They want to understand the details and blocking and route running for our tight end group. And I think all these kids, it's just, what can I do to be better? What can we do as a team to take that next step? And they've been really hungry. It's really great being able to work with those guys. I'm very fortunate with our group. All 5 guys we feel like have the ability to contribute every single week, whether it's on special teams and the offense. And they're just a blast to be around. And in our room, we have our analyst, Matt Lehman, who's extremely intelligent and does a great job with us as well. And he's been here. This is his 4th year at UMass. He's worked with the running backs, the offensive line, and now at the tight ends, and he's been a tremendous asset to our room as well.
Coach, thanks so much for taking the time, and we'll talk to you down the line, all right?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.